Morning everybody, I'm Claire from Rainbow Acrylics. I'm really nervous this morning. I'm excited but so nervous as well because I'm going to do attempt number 3 at a huge piece, a huge canvas for my dining room wall. I've attempted to do something for my dining room before. I've done a couple of different sets of triptychs. They just didn't work. I wasn't happy, so my wall is still blank. So this morning I'm going for one huge canvas. It's 113 by 70 centimetres. So the colour scheme is based on these two pours. So in my family room, where my dining room is, I've got a triptych of these flip cups and I've got a triptych of these straight pours. So they use identical colours. So I'm going to be using identical colours to these for this big canvas, but with for a Dutch pour. So I'm going to have flip cups, excuse me, straight pours and Dutch pour all in the same colour scheme. So I'm really excited but so nervous because it's so much paint and I don't want to waste all that paint. But let me show you what colours I'm using. So these are the colours. There's a lot of colours. So I'm using two Montmartre colours. I've got purple and I've got magenta. I've got several Pebeo Studio Acrylics colours: Payne's Grey, Iridescent Violet Blue, the Gold, Silver, Blue Green and Green Blue. Then I've got De La Rowney Phthalo Turquoise. I've got Amsterdam Ultramarine Violet Light. I've got Amsterdam White. And I've got Royal and Langnickel Cerulean Blue. So I've got my canvas there. See, it's huge, massive. The base for this Dutch pour I've mixed up here. It's this. So this is about 2 parts silver and 1 part Amsterdam white. So it's going to be sparkly, but it's going to be quite light. It's going on a white wall, so I didn't want to leave it just white. So the consistency, you can see, it goes straight under the surface of the paint, so it's really nice and runny. So all of these paints I have mixed in the same way with the same pouring medium this time, and the pouring medium is this. So it's the American Flood Floetrol, and I have mixed everything: 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part paint to 3/4 of a part water, except for these metallic colours. So they were mixed 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint to 1 part water. So a little bit more water because they are thicker. So they're all the same consistency. So because there are so many paints here, I'm going to do a drip test. So I'll show you that next, because I want to check that these base colours and all these design colours are about the same consistency, so that when they're on the canvas, they'll blow out really nicely together. So here is one drip of every single colour of paint. I just dripped it by just getting one of the small stir sticks and then just doing one drip. So it should be a similar amount of paint, which is important for comparison. So one drip on there. So all I'm going to do now is just hold this up and watch them run. So the white is clearly the runniest there. And the magenta, by the looks of it, is the thickest. It seems to be the slowest. Right, let's put that down. Great, so that really shows me what's thicker and what's thinner. So magenta is clearly thicker. I'm going to add a little bit more water. I think I'm going to add a little bit more water to these two, maybe these two. I'm going to leave, in fact, I'm going to add a bit more paint, I think, to this white, because that's way so much thinner. The cerulean blue, the gold, the purple and the Payne's Grey, they all seem to be quite similar. So based on that, I'm just going to add a splash more water or a splash more paint to the different mixtures, so that they will all be about the same consistency. Right, I am all ready to start. Oh, I'm so nervous. Can you see on this canvas, I've drawn some pencil lines. That is where I want my Dutch pour pattern to go. So there's basically 3 lines, one up here, one here and one here. Now that's where I want it to go, but obviously I need to put a base coat down. So I've ummed and ahed on how I want to do this. I think I'm just going to cover the whole base, so I'll be covering up these pencil lines, but I've drawn around the edge of my canvas on this paper that's underneath, and I've drawn some lines which extend from these lines. So I think that's going to be the best way to do it, because I don't want just a plain base. I'm going to add just a little bit of variation to it. So the main colour, as I said, is this gorgeous silver, pale silver, but I'm also going to add a little bit of white in there, and also a little bit of this turquoise. I just want, I don't want the Dutch pour lines to be so dramatic against a pale base. I want the bead to be a little bit of fluid looking in the base, in the colour, and the main colour scheme of our kitchen diner snug area is turquoise. We've got a turquoise kitchen splashback, so I'm going to add just a little bit of turquoise. So let's start. So I'm just going to pour on this silver. As I said, the reason I am nervous is because this is so much paint, and I think probably my worst critic. So if I'm not happy, I just won't use it on the wall. So I want to be really, really happy with this. So I think I'm just going to blow out the silver first. That's most of it covered, but I think I'm actually, before I fully cover it, I'm now going to add some of my mixed base colour. I'm going to add some extra colour in the flow of the painting, so in this direction, and then I'm going to blow it in that direction as well. Right, I'm loving this, really pleased with this. It's subtle, but it's there. Although I still want a little bit more white in here. Right, I'm leaving it, that's fine. Great, now I'm just going to touch up the edges. A lot of these edges are covered already, which is what I'm loving about using a hairdryer to blow out the base, is the paint just, it runs off the edges and covers them. And there's lots and lots of drips on the sides down here, so I can be really generous with the amount I'm just dabbing on the sides here. Right, now for the scary bit, I'm going to start adding the colours. So I've just stood on a stool, so I'm a bit higher so I can get a better view. So I can see the lines have covered in paint a bit, but I can see one of the lines there and one of them there, and I've got a little sketch just here of what I'm doing. So the first line of paint is going to come, it's going to come up down and up. So the first colour I'm using is the deep turquoise, the phthalo turquoise. So it's going to come just... The next line is going to end up there. Like that. Right, done it. That was the scariest bit for me. So this has sunk a bit. I'm just adding just a little bit more. So they're the 3 basic lines, but then I've got other lines branching off. So I'm wondering whether to add those now. I think I will. Why not? We'll get all the paint on. I just want this to be a mass of colour. A real, almost a sort of a real celebration of colour. Bright and bold. Ah, I did that one wrong. Okay, they're going back now. Let's have one here. I can't believe after all my planning, I've just drawn it wrong. Never mind. Right, so that's the deep green. So now I'm just going to go over the top of these lines with all the other colours, but in wiggly lines. I can't believe I did that one wrong. Maybe, can I didn't want this line here, I wanted a line coming out here. I wonder if I can scrape it, because those 2 lines are really close together. Let's try. Luckily it's turquoise, so actually that will just blend in with the turquoise that's already down. If I do that and then put a bit more of the grey down, I might be able to blend that in. So not blending in at all, but that's okay, at least it's the right colour. There you go, you'd never know now. Right, now let's add the other colours. Right, I'm ready. All the colours are down. There's so much paint on here. But, oh, wow, just such gorgeous colours. Right, I need to have a plan now. I think I'm going to start with this bottom line. And I'm wondering if I start with the bit that goes off. No, I'm just going to start here. And just see what happens. Wish me luck. Actually, I'm going to start with this top one. Wow. Wow, wow. I'm loving it. There's work I've got to do on it, but wow, I am loving it. I'm going to do some tweaking. I think I'm actually going to do some tweaking with the hairdryer first and then with by mouth. Finished. I'm so happy. So it's not turned out as I intended it to. If I show you my little practice one that's actually hanging on the wall there, the practice one was much more defined bands of colour. I didn't want that, but I guess I wanted it a bit more like that. It's not like that at all. I don't care, I love it. I think I said earlier, I just wanted an explosion of colour, just a celebration of bright colours. That is what I've got. I am so happy with the colours. I love the multicoloured base. So if I show you, I actually have added a little bit more white to the base because I just felt it needed something a bit brighter to define the negative space area slightly more, because clearly the negative space, is lost. It's a bit lost, but that's fine. Oh my goodness, the cells, let me take you in for a close-up. The patterns, the details, I'm absolutely amazed by. Absolutely amazed. The practice one I did up there, I did with floetrol. This one, it's the floetrol. So you've just got some really beautiful, subtle differences. You've just got more cells. I didn't want to use the Australian floetrol because that, in my opinion, is too many cells. I didn't want that many, but I just wanted just a few random cells, which I've definitely got. They're definitely random. So the best section of cells, I think, has to be this. So when I blew this bit out, I blew it across here and it was just white. And I thought, oh no, I've just, all the colours underneath, it's not going to show through, but over time the colours have just popped through. So I almost feel like that band there is kind of the focal point of the whole painting. I think my eyes are always drawn to that wonderful band of cells. I love these colours. I mean, there's a lot of colours here and they're all very contrasting, but somehow they work. They haven't muddied, and I did put a lot of paint on. And I think that's why it's the negative space is a bit lost and it's such an explosion. But I would say it's turned out better than I was hoping. I was hoping for something more similar to the practice, but I would say this is better. It's so bright and so bold, and that's what I wanted. So I am so happy. So this is now going to stay on my art desk until it's dry. So no more painting for a few days, which I'm sad about, because this is going to take a long time to dry. There's a lot of paint on here. So I will be back as soon as it has dried. I am just a little bit excited. I've got to try and not sound too crazy and too excited. I am so happy. It's just dried, just finished drying, and I just managed to hang it on the wall. Not the wall it's going to stay on, but a wall. And oh my goodness, I'm in love with it. I'm so happy. So let me show you a close up what's going on with it. There's so many things that's worked really well. So the first thing, can you see all the iridescence? You can really see it with the gold, with the turquoise there. So once this is cured and varnished, it's going to be so bright and so shimmery. You can see it's all iridescent there. So there's just bits of iridescence throughout the whole painting. Some pink in there, some turquoise. Oh, I just love it. The colours are just amazing. I just honestly didn't think that such a mixture of colours would work so well together without muddying. They're just my colours, just such happy, colourful, fun colours. I've often tried to do really neutral colour schemes, and I like them, but they're not me. What I like is bright, bold, fun, a bit sort of in your face colours. So happy with it. So I showed a picture of this to a really good friend of mine called Ali, and I said, what can I call this? She's really good with names of paintings. So she has come up with the name Carnival of Colours, because I think that it describes it beautifully. Just a carnival, a celebration of the colour, the rich, bright colours. This is my favourite section still. I think I mentioned that earlier, because as I said, when you stand back, I just think the eye is drawn to that bit because it's so different from the rest. Yeah, I could just keep showing you this all day. I'm so pleased. Let me know what you think. Obviously I like it, but I'm not offended in the slightest if other people don't like it. Art is so personal. Some people like one thing, other people don't, and it's so subjective, it's so personal, which is why art is so interesting, I think. So let me know what you think. Also, I've loved working on such a big canvas, and I've got availability at the moment for commissions. So if anybody is interested in a commission, especially on a wonderful large canvas, then get in contact with me. Send me a message. That would be amazing. And the base, I'm so happy with this base. The white, and then you can just see the hint of the turquoise, and the same here, the white and the hint of the turquoise. I just think it brightens the whole thing up instead of having a dull, plain base. Great. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get all the notifications. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Great. Take care, everyone. Bye.